Hello, friends. It's good to be with you. As always, I hope this finds you well. We're publishing this in early September, which I don't know about for you, but as we enter into the fall months, I love the fall, but it's always a little bit of a bittersweet time for me. The days are getting shorter. The temperatures are dropping a bit. The leaves are going to start to change. We're falling back into routines and patterns after a summer break. And that gets me, that sort of bittersweet feeling gets me thinking about moments in my own life that as they've happened, I just want to hold on to them. I don't know if that's true for you or not. These sort of poignant, beautiful moments. I'm thinking, for example, let's say of a birth of a child, or a significant birthday, or a family trip where you're maybe in a beautiful spot, maybe on the top of a mountain after a hike or something, and you just want to hold on to it. Maybe it's an anniversary or a wedding. Maybe it's even a funeral you experience where you have the chance to remember someone you deeply love. And so the bittersweet nature of time and those moments that we sort of experience and want to hold on to got me thinking of a related concept around time, which is deeply theological, and that's the topic of eternity. In a few episodes ago, we talked about a topic that has come up a variety of times in conversations that I've had with parishioners as a pastor. That's the topic of forgiveness. We'll connect to that episode. Eternity, believe it or not, is also something that has come up repeatedly in conversations I've had with parishioners over the years. And I guess today I want to just correct a misunderstanding that I think we have as Christians about what precisely eternity is. As human beings, we live in space and time. We can't get out of it in this lifetime. And so when we talk about eternity, what we assume, I think, in an unthinking way, is that eternity is simply time extended infinitely. And that is not the Christian conception of eternity. I mentioned as humans we live in space and time. One maybe helpful metaphor here is to compare ourselves to animals who live in the sea, a fish, for example. Fish live in water. They can't imagine existence outside of water. In the same way as human beings, we can't imagine existence outside of time. And yet eternity isn't about extending time infinitely. It's about getting off of the cycle of time entirely and living sort of in the eternal present is one way to talk about it. Again, this is deeply mysterious for us. We can't ever articulate it clearly, but another metaphor that may be helpful is to think of a book, right? So this is a novel. This happens to be a novel, Gilead, by Marilynne Robinson, who I've talked about before, but any novel would work. And in this novel, in the pages of this novel, are characters to whom things are happening in sequence from one page to the other. They're living in the time of the book. But for the author, for Marilynne Robinson, she's able to see the entire book at the same time. And that's the way it is. Again, we're talking in analogies here, imperfectly, but that's the way it is for God as well. As God looks at us living in space and time, God sees the whole sweep of human history, right? At the same time, at the same instant. And I believe that when we finally get to be with God, when we see God face to face, when we are in heaven, when we are experiencing eternity, we also will see the whole sweep of history, which means that all of those beautiful, poignant moments that we wish we could hold on to in this lifetime will be given back to us in all of their fullness. And for me, at least, that's a very comforting thing. And I hope for you it is as well. And I hope that knowing and understanding this about eternity and our beliefs about eternity as Christians allows us, yes, of course, to look forward to the day that we will be face to face with God, but also that it allows us to enjoy more fully the moments that make up this life and that make this life so beautiful without forcing us to feel like we have to hold tightly to them. As always, thanks for spending a little time with me. Be well, stay in touch, and God bless.